I'm thirsty.
Rewind, folks, we're not quite done yet. Frequent contributor Rocket Fizz returns with yet another unusual offering, that of Nevada Reaper flavored soda. This soft drink is the hottest of Rocket Fizz's line of hot pepper sodas, leavened with the blistery taste of the Carolina Reaper. This fizzy drink will have you heading for the hills to find another colder fizzy drink from your friends at Rocket Fizz.
Donut, why for you stare? Donut, it wasn't a ghost. It was another person. Camouflaged. Now here I thought I've done seen it all on this show. I'm sharing my limbo with someone else. Yeah, that's all well and good, but I wonder who he is, and will I ever see him again? I don't know. Donut, you just don't get it. You don't know the solitude one feels. The uneasy quiet of being all alone in your own gigantic world. You've been in and out of limbo, so you don't know! Oh, you don't know that! Oh, come on, Donut! Don't be like that! Get back here! What did one thing have to do with the other? Well, once again we find ourselves in a bit of a quagmire. Here I am looking at Nevada Reaper flavored soda, which marks another two-way return to prior themes of the show. Number one, we're revisiting the hot stuff, and I've never claimed to be all about the hot stuff. Hell, these days you have shows that are dedicated to the hot stuff. And in order to review these things, you have to be an expert on the hot stuff. And I am not an expert on the hot stuff. I'm just a regular Joe Baloney, and there's nothing hot about baloney. And number two, this product is brought to you by, you know what? Guess. Oh wait, you heard the announcer say it already, and I'm sure you've read it in the title heading already. Yes, it's another Rocket Fizz product, technically putting this in the Lester's Fixins category, and we're supposed to be done with that. We already had a huge special putting that whole thing to bed. As a storyteller, it's anticlimactic to go back to something after you've already established a firm finale, so what am I to do? You know, I still have some shirts left in the closet, and for every shirt that I have to come up with another food item to review. And as I've said in the past, coming up with food items is getting harder and harder. Having a dude like Lester out there makes the process a whole lot easier. The episode you're watching right now, and I'm sure future episodes up over the horizon, we find ourselves in a bit of a pinch. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to take Lester's Fixins in a totally different direction. I took another look at their catalog, and there are still more sodas that are worthy of an episode. In particular, I saw a black olive flavored soda that definitely qualifies as gross. The Divinity Crate doesn't have it yet, but if it ever shows up there, You bet your life I am reviewing that for the show. And in addition to this hot pepper soda, there are tons of other hot pepper sodas. I just chose this one for today because it's the hottest of the bunch. But there's like 4 other flavors which also might be worthy of having for the show. So I am going to institute my brand new measuring tool, Lester's Thermometer! If you haven't seen the Lester's Fixin's Farewell special, then you may not know that I ranked all the different Lester's Fixin's flavors in terms of star rating. Well, here they all are, stacked one on top of the other in a nice, handy little graph. This frees me to introduce new flavors to the thermometer, which I can wedge them in wherever I please in between other flavors. Do you want to see other Lester's Fixin's products show up on this list? Do you know of any Lester's Fixin's flavors that would be good for the show that maybe I don't know about? There's a comment section down below. Please type to your heart's content, and not only do I read each and every comment, but I pounce upon them like a hungry scavenger!
All in all, I find this product rather lacking in cinematography.
This is the kind of show that will melt your brain. We've already established this. But if there's any one thing that I've learned from this show, it's that the Carolina Reaper is the hottest pepper on record in all of the world. So what is a Nevada Reaper pepper? Let's see, Nevada. Selfish bastards. That explains it all. If you did the research like I did, you will find the only record of the Nevada Reaper pepper deals with this soda. This soda is actually Carolina Reaper flavored, and it was bottled in Nevada. You know, this whole thing reminds me of something. Do we have any fans out there of McDonald's? I myself am a big fan of McDonald's. I engorge myself with it at least once a week. But there is one thing they did that was extremely douchey, and they did it pretty recently. For years, decades, people would always say to themselves, why can't McDonald's deliver? Chinese food places deliver. Pizza places deliver. Why can't McDonald's? When I was a kid, McDonald's or any kind of fast food was a rare reward for a life well done. We so seldom saw it. Maybe like every 2 or 3 months or so, my parents would take me to Burger King, and it was heavenly. If we had delivery of fast food when we were younger, we probably would have eaten a whole lot more of it. They would have made boatloads more money. And we told them as such. We didn't make any secret about it. We grabbed them by their stupid, fat, stubborn, stupid faces, and we spit right in their faces saying, we want fast food delivery. And they dug their heels in, and they denied us. For years, decades, practically a lifetime. So then what happened next? Well, you might know that we kinda sorta had a global pandemic. And this thing called DoorDash really took off. And it wasn't just fast food you could get from anywhere. You could get food from pretty much anything you could imagine. Any mom and pop restaurant, you could get food to go and delivered to your door. It was a brand new invention. It was so freaking easy. You wonder why it didn't exist until now. It sure did make McDonald's look sheepish, didn't it? The bigwigs at McDonald's, standing atop their ivory tower, pacing, evilly so, back and forth their executive boardroom. They fought this tooth and nail, and it was hoisted upon them. Now, there was nowhere to hide from it. They had to offer delivery because DoorDash people were coming up, they were taking their food, they were shuffling it out, and they were taking all the credit. McDonald's, they wouldn't have that, so you know what they did? They christened DoorDash and whatever other service that came to their door to pick up food, they christened it as McDelivery. It's not DoorDash. It's not Grubhub. It's now McDelivery. They're so in tune with their customers, the McDonald's company. They heard our pleas all those years, and they finally decided to give us what we wanted. You sons of bitches, you're just taking credit for all their work. If it wasn't for the pandemic, I'm sure they still would not be delivering McDonald's to my front door. It's the most brazen example of taking credit for something that is not yours, and this is the second. Now, before I drink this, I am here to entertain, but I do have a civic duty. There is a warning on this label that I need to show you, so you yourselves don't get yourself into hot water drinking such a product. I don't think it's really a big deal. We'll get to that later, but here it is.
Warning! This soda is very hot! Your mouth may catch fire! Drink at your own risk!
Not exactly the Surgeon General talking. They told you that in a bit of a joking manner. I think there's a reason for that. We've done this tango with Rocket Fizz a bunch of times already, and I think I'm getting a little bit clued into the way that they make flavors. And I don't think this is going to be a big deal at all. I don't think it's going to have some degree of heat to it, probably some degree of discomfort, but it's not going to kill your mouth, not by any long shot. We went over this last time. Patient Zero, that base unflavored soda. The red that you see in this bottle are just the squozen additives that they put into that base soda. They've been diluted, which means you are going to get a Carolina Reaper taste, but on top of that, you're going to get that trademark Rocket Fizz candiness. So keep all that in mind. We're going to take our first sniff. Whew. Ugh, wow. I might be eating those words later, or rather drinking them. Bottoms up, esophagus. Are you ready for this? And I'm not about to sing the song from Madagascar. Why does it always go to the back of the throat? All these products, like hot candies and the Jelly Belly jelly beans, a lot of those. You don't taste anything in your tongue and it just like burrows into the back of your throat. This isn't Nevada Reaper soda, it's sore throat juice. There is very little taste, there is only pain. It's definitely not Carolina Reaper pain, but it is pretty substantial pain. It really helps you really isolate the taste of that patient zero flavor, like the base unflavored soda flavor. It does dance on your tongue a little bit. That's the only flavor you're gonna get. Because the squozen additives added to this soda are not gonna touch your tongue. They're gonna actually run across it like tiny little mice. They're all gonna burrow into your throat and get into the fetal position and just hang there. I honestly hate to think about flavor, but if you really put your mind to it, you can taste a tiny little shred of pepper taste in here. Like, there it is. Yeah, I taste it. I taste it right now. But mostly it's just you taste the fizz and you feel the pain in the back of your throat. It just, I don't know. I feel like it's the pandemic all over again, and I have COVID. I don't see this sticking around for the long haul. I do not envision a lot of repeat buyers for this. The only thing I can maybe imagine you would need this for is if maybe you're playing a party game. Maybe you invented a party game and you need to come up with some kind of penalty for an incorrect answer. You know, because of how pointless this is going to be very easy to place on Lester's thermometer. And I find it kind of funny because even though this is the hottest damn flavor that Lester's Fixins offers its customers, it's going to end up really, really low. In fact, in the blue in that thermometer. I stick it right here. And if you fine folks do the math, that would place it at around a 1.5 star level. And even though I'm an old fogey, I can put my brain into the head of a child and I can see how they would see this might be fun. Like maybe you would go to like a candy store and see all these bottles, like all the 5 bottles, neatly arranged in next to each other, and you say to yourself, oh, well that sounds like something fun to try. I'm gonna try the one with the lowest amount of heat first and work my way up until I get to this one and see if I can endure it. There's a fun game aspect to that, so I give it some points. And lastly, I gotta say, I try to make myself out to be some mountain of charisma, that I could talk for 20 minutes about an article of food that you probably wouldn't have even given a thought to. I consider it some kind of ability that I have. But behind the scenes, it's been increasingly tough. Because drinking this soda is making my lips swell. And I feel like as I talk, it's kind of hard for them not to stumble all over each other. I send this message out to the ladies out there. You don't need cosmetic surgery. You don't need to go under the knife. Just drink a bottle of this and hit the town. All the men will delight at the sight of your luscious lips. It's your good buddy DJ Clive saying until next time,